The federal government has announced it'll invest more than $500 million in carbon capture and hydrogen as part of its move towards achieving net zero emissions by 2050. It comes just days before a global climate summit hosted by US President Joe Biden, where leaders are expected to announce more ambitious climate targets, pressuring other nations to do the same.
Oh, that's the catalyst. Yeah.
Scott Morrison on the Central Coast touring what he describes as...
like you have a Silicon Valley, you've got a hydrogen valley.
Investing more than $270 million into hydrogen hubs and a similar amount in carbon capture and storage. Projects the government says will lead the nation to net zero by 2050.
That's how you get there. That's how we achieve what we're all trying to achieve.
His energy minister repeating the government's mantra that emissions can be driven down without a price on carbon.
It's entrepreneurs, it's innovators, it's not tax collectors.
But critics warn the money trail could still lead to fossil fuels.
What we've seen is more money for technologies that we know are used to support gas and coal production and power.
The region's in sharp focus for the hydrogen hubs, potential sites in Western Australia's Pilbara region, the Hunter Valley and Whyalla in South Australia.
It sees their regions not just propelled, but transformed along the way.
Look, it's good to see some level of catch-up, but what we want to see is a government that's united around a renewable energy plan that harnesses our ability to be a renewable energy superpower.
Today's cash splash is aimed at answering the critics ahead of this week's International Climate Summit hosted by the United States. But the Prime Minister is yet to cave to global pressure to make a firm commitment to net zero emissions by the middle of the century. Instead, he's putting his trust in the technology.
I want Australia and hydrogen technology to be synonymous around the world.
If the government's serious about net zero by 2050, it needs to be doing a lot more over the next 10 years because we're all in the same boat, so we should be rowing just as hard.
Synchronising global efforts still proving hard to achieve. Shubha Krishnan, SBS World News.
The bottom 20% get nothing. They're really unfair tax cuts.
People want to see much stronger action from the government when it comes to climate change.
It's no coincidence that we have a wages crisis in Australia.
Transitioning to net zero emissions, it doesn't seem like there's much room for gas.